Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming to WeCast, taking a look at some brand new baits from Yamamoto. Of course, forward-facing sonar is taking over the industry right now, but let's just have fun with this one. Let's not get into the politics of the forward-facing sonar debate, y'all. But this is the brand new Hinge Minnow from Yamamoto. Very similar in style to something like a D-shad, but with some added flair. The flanges on the top of the bait will help this lure, and the soft plastic specifically, really playing out in the water, stay level, as well as give it a good rocking motion with the back hinge here. What's cool about this as well is it comes in 3 different sizes. Your smaller size for when your bait fish are real small, right when they hatch, a medium size for general purpose, and then a bigger size here for when your bait get on those big gizzard shad, especially during the fall maul, when bigger baits, bigger style baits are going to be coming out and playing a little bit more coming up in the October, November time frame. Now, other cool features about this Hinge Minnow here is that although the hinge is actually not in the center, it is actually laid back just a little bit and at a slight angle, as your jig head or whatever you're using, whether it's a horizon head, a range roller, anything like that, it allows this bait to actually stay relatively straight in the water. Another great thing I like about the flange on the top of this Hinge Minnow is that it actually allows the bait to really plane out and stay horizontal in the water, which is a really, really big key. If you watch a lot of people, and maybe you've run into this yourself on the water, as you just let your bait dangle next to the boat, a lot of the times it folds over like this, tail down. That's not natural. So when you throw this out, just know that this Hinge Minnow is going to stay pretty horizontal in the water as you're working it in, which is really, really neat. Another great thing they added in this Hinge Minnow is a little bit of a slot, not too much of a slot, but just a little bit for really, really good hook penetration, whether you're rigging this on a jig head or actually working this like a soft jerk bait on an EWG or offset style hook. That is a really, really big feature too. You can actually, if you have a belly weighted EWG or something similar to that, you can actually kind of work this in, almost swim it in thanks to that hinge tail. Another great thing is that on each of these, they have little hook point slots to kind of tell you exactly which one to pop out on depending on how big your hook is. And another tip that I really like to give a lot of people that a lot of people aren't too sure of, one major key is that don't use too big of a hook. One really, really big aspect to the minnow pinging that you see from the Bassmaster Elite to the Bass Pro Tour guys is, trust me, they're not using a hook that extends right next to this hinge here. They're using a hook that really extends only in the first quarter of the bait. That's going to give this bait the most natural strolling action as well as a more natural presentation. These come in a bunch of different colors, really, really cool sizes, and I think you will enjoy them. So thank you for coming to WeCast. I hope you learned a little bit more about the Hinge Minnow from Yamamoto, coming out very, very soon this fall. Thanks for watching, guys.